Hello, everyone. This is Matthew Brand, author of Magnum Creed, for the love of guns, and I'm looking at the response that the New Zealand Prime Minister has to the shooting that just happened in New Zealand, and as you can tell from what I just said about the book I have, I really don't care much for her response as in, oh well, what we need is more gun control. Gun control was not a factor in that shooting. And using that as a diversion tactic seems very, very sketchy. Like, I'm pretty sure the gun he had to shoot up all those people, even in America, for people who aren't too familiar with America, even in America, that's not legal. So I highly doubt in New Zealand it's legal for him to carry that gun around in his car, wherever, let alone you can't, even in America, you can't carry it in a place of worship. So I doubt in New Zealand you can. And if someone could have one in New Zealand, they probably could have just shot the guy way before he caused that much damage. I don't understand. Maybe it's part of their religion where they couldn't anyway. But in a lot of religious places or theater, whatever like that, where they don't allow guns, people are like fish in the barrel for anybody who manages to sneak one in. This guy was a psychopath. He was not rational. He was not going overboard with self-defense. A lot of times bullets, when they actually kill somebody by accident or mishap, is because someone missed their target and it flew and hit the wrong person or something. That is like the most absolute most dangerous thing about guns is one, missing the target. Two, a lot of people, they fear because one person with one gun can do a lot of damage. But that's if someone has intent. If someone is a psychopath, they just want to kill as many people as possible. He could have drove a truck into a crowd of those people. He could have, you know, gathered a bunch of, materials and made a bomb and blew the damn place up. The gun had very little to do with it, and that's their first response is, well, we'll stop people like him from getting the gun license. What happens if he bought it illegally? What happens if he bought it on the black market? It's not about just, being obsessed with guns and not being able to let them go. You want to defend yourself from people like that. The gun law doesn't protect you from people like that. Why would they take that ability of people away? It doesn't make any sense. If you want to learn more about what I'm saying, or if you feel like, you know, you just kind of might be interested in, finding out more, check out my book. It's not a long one, but it's called Magnum Creed, and it gives a little bit more info on like the the reason that those guns are so important, because that those people, they should have been able to shoot him as soon as he walked in that door and started firing. There's no reason he should have gotten that far in a country that supposedly was supporting guns like New Zealand. That doesn't make any sense. It's supposed to be the safest country from what I hear from a lot of people who've been there, and no, usually they're Indian or something, but they're people from familiar with New Zealand. They tell me it's a wonderful place, and the first thing they do is go and blame the scary black inanimate object. If someone is a psychopath, someone is a psychopath. You can build a bomb at the store for like $30. It just does not make any sense. If they're going to do it, I'm not saying they're going to succeed in doing it, but they're going to try and do it if they're crazy like that. Why take away people who are good? Why take away their ability to defend themselves? It doesn't make any sense. But if you have any comments on this, let me know. And sorry for like the shameless self promotion, but it's like I read these things and I see some people, they're always off commenting and stuff, and it seems like they don't uh, educate themselves whatsoever. So I made when I wrote the book, it's just something short. I kind of wrote it as a several articles to go in like a gun type magazine, but I just collected them and self-published it on Amazon. But I think it's like a good guide for people who are about to buy like their first handgun or something like that. But or just getting into the Second Amendment and want to get a license to buy a handgun. But I'm pretty sure, and I didn't get too deep into the story, so I can be absolutely wrong, but I'm pretty sure the gun he had, if he did that much damage with it, one, wasn't legal to have in the first place. So that was, you know, to say, oh, well, we need to change the gun laws when the gun laws didn't apply to him is a diversion tactic. Something is weird about that. I'm not too familiar with New Zealand politics, but I would keep an eye on that story because this is affecting the entire world. We have riots going on. We have, terrorist attacks and all this stuff like that. We did not have these issues that long ago, and the guns have not changed that much. As a matter of fact, a lot of crime, when we did have crime with guns, it wasn't as harsh and, not that many innocents and crazy stuff was happening like that when we had guns. Even though it's still a very minute part, we're not paying attention to the depression or the psychosis that's going on in all these countries. It's like every time somebody goes crazy, we divert it to something else. Like this is one of those books like 1984, or I don't want to say Animal Farm, but some weird Orwellian nightmare. I just had V is for Vendetta or something like that. Why are we keep diverting and then making someone else, regular people look like the bad guy? We're pointing fingers instead of solving the problem. Why are we doing that? That is very, very weird. So I don't know. You let me know what you think. I'm going to try and post this video where people can maybe find it, because I know nobody watches my channel or anything. But you let me know what you think, because I just don't understand why we're not dealing with the actual problem that people are like snapping like this. People have always snapped like this, but it's never been this bad and so common. So hey, let me know.